Um, I've got a question here, which is quite popular among our international students as well. So I'm just going to pop it quickly on screen for you to see. So this student is asking, the name is too long, I can't actually pronounce. So, I take my apologies for that. So he asked, could you suggest any university in London that have a placement year for a master degree? And I think I'm just gonna quickly ask if there's any university that you're sort of like working with that do offer a placement year, not just for master's degree, but in general for degrees as well.
Okay, that is a very good question because nowadays it's really important to have experience. So when you apply to any kind of job, your employer would definitely want you to have some sort of work experience that you can show on your CV. So taking a placement here during your university course is actually an amazing option. And in terms of the universities that do placement years, most of the universities at the moment will offer sort of programs with a placement year. And one of the first ones that comes to my head is Newcastle University London campus. They are based in a central London location to, as I mentioned before, to kind of take advantage of the financial district area, and they offer business-related degrees. So they offer placement years to students because we have links with the local businesses as well. So that could be one of the options.
So I think I'm gonna try now. I hope that answers your question. So we've got another question, if you don't mind answering, actually, Inesa. So I think is IELTS requirement related, and it's from Tiffany. So what is the lowest IELTS requirement to get into the degree? What have you got?
Okay, that is a very good question. So to get into the Russell Group University, I can actually check the requirements for you. So normally, for our standard free terms options, let's say, as an example, Newcastle University, we would be looking for an IELTS of 5.5. That's for the third term option. For the free terms, we would be looking for an IELTS of 6.0. And let's look at another example. Let's say, apart from Newcastle, we have University of Exeter. We are looking for an IELTS of minimum 5.5 as well. So generally, this is not only a requirement of INTO. This is also a UKVI requirement for visa purposes, because generally when students need to apply for a visa for a certain level course, they would need to provide an proof of English language level for the visa purposes as well. So generally the lowest requirement would be a 5.5 in IELTS.
I think I've got another question to pop up in my head that our students usually ask around this time, because some of the IELTS centers are shut at the moment due to lockdown in other countries. They can't really take the IELTS test at the moment. In terms of providing another alternative way for them to prove their level of English, is there another way that they can do that with INTO?
Okay, again, a very good question. And I do understand that a lot of students feel uncertain at the moment about meeting the requirements or meeting the conditions of the offers that, for example, they already have. My best advice would be, I would probably say you need to try and book an IELTS test as soon as it becomes available. Be one of the first ones to book the test. There is still the entire summer, so we have June, July, and August, and the courses do start in September. So there will be 3 months to book the test and take the test and meet the requirements. Obviously, if the students need to apply for a Tier 4 visa at underdegree level, so if they're applying for a foundation or international year 1, they will need to provide an IELTS for UKVI for visa purposes. So at the moment, we're waiting for the guidance from UKVI of any other alternative tests that students could provide to meet those requirements. And as soon as they become available, we will publish them on our InterStudy website. So it will be available for you to see. And yes, so it's just every day we get news and updates from either UKVI or from our partner universities. So as soon as we get any alternative tests, we will make them available on the website. For example, for our academic English courses that are being offered online, we accept a wide range of other tests such as IELTS Indicator, Duolingo, Password Solo. So there are options available to take other tests rather than IELTS.
Two other questions from Stephanie. Looking very long. Right, let me just read that out for everyone. So Stephanie is asking if I apply to do foundation degree and then progression at a certain university, but after starting my foundation year, would I to change progression to another university? Is that still possible?
Okay, again, a good question, because I know that sometimes students change their minds and we are not always, feeling up to the things that we wanted a couple of months ago. So it does happen. And in my experience, we had students changing their minds sometimes. But I would say what we offer as a provider, an education provider. So if you take up a foundation course with us, let's say into Newcastle University, and if you complete all the criteria for progression, so you meet the academic grades, the English language grades, the attendance rates as well, so we guarantee that you will progress to your chosen degree course at the host university, which would be, in your case, let's say Newcastle University. Sometimes students choose to progress to other universities, and we had students progressing to other universities. It's just that we cannot guarantee, give you the same guarantee as we do for our host university. So we will help you because we have a placement team on the campus. So we will help you with, let's say, your UCAS application, and you will select up to 5 universities in your UCAS choice system. So you can select to progress to other university, but it would not be the same guarantee as if you would progress to the host university. So you just need to be aware of that.
Okay, thank you for your answer. I definitely another question actually. For students that have been studying in an English-speaking job for several years, I'm assuming they're applying for a master's degree, or pre-masters, I should say. Will they still need to take IELTS?
Okay, if you are applying for a master's course, for the direct entry to master's course, so usually universities, sometimes they are able to make their own assessment as well. I would probably say your case would be assessed on a case-by-case basis. So because the standard requirements would require you to provide a proof of English language level, okay, which would be IELTS or TOEFL or PT or anything equivalent. So I would probably start with preparing a good CV and having a reference perhaps from your employer, giving an overview and as well possibly talking about your English language level. But I would probably say you might have to provide an English language certificate, but it's going to be assessed on a case-by-case basis. So we will look at your experience at your previous degree, at how many years you've been working or studying in English, and then we will make the decision.
I hope that answers your questions, Stephanie. I've got another question from Choi. She asking about internship. I think we can blend that up with the information that Inesa already gave out earlier about the placement for the other student. So Joyce, if you do want to ask more about internship, I think I would be happy to answer all of your questions after this. I'm going to go again with, I think she's in return. Tiffany, she got another question. Do I still need to study human pre-sectional English course with 5.5 in IELTS?
Okay, if you have an IELTS of 5.5, you would probably meet the requirements, or at least meet the English language requirements of our international foundation courses, because that's what the general requirements to enter foundation is. It would be an IELTS of 5.5. So if that is your question in relation to, let's say, entering foundation course, then I would say you would probably be fine with an IELTS of 5.5. If, let's say, you're entering direct entry, then normally universities would want a 6 or a 6.5 as well, in which case it might be a good idea to take up a term or two of academic English. I hope that answers your question.
So thank you for that. And then Christiana decided to come back with another question, which is also one of our questions that we received prior to the event. So, are there any scholarships available for the university? My student also asking, is there any scholarship available for the student that accepting their offer right at this moment during this whole circumstance of coronavirus?
Okay, again, very, very good question. And in fact, currently we have an incentive campaign. So where students that are admitted to one of our programs, they will get £1,500 scholarship automatically. The main criteria for that is that students need to accept their offer within 21 days of the offer being issued. And the campaign currently is running until the 11th of June. So there is still, time for last-minute applications. But in terms of our provision for September, we do offer the online options if our face-to-face provision is not going to be possible for some of the students. Online courses will be offered at a discounted rate, yes. And in terms of scholarships, yes, we had a question about scholarships, right? So I'm going to cover kind of a little bit about the scholarships at all our partner universities, because we really have a range of merit-based scholarships, basically based on your academic performance. So we normally award scholarships for the high-performing and talented students. The scholarships could range from 1,000 to up to 50% of tuition fees. And each partner university, they offer their own scholarships to students, and you're welcome to apply for them as soon as you receive an offer letter to study with us. But what more, some of our partner universities, they also offer merit-based scholarships for students who have passed the INTO course and they achieved exceptional grades and exceptional attendance. So we call them progression scholarships. So when you progress to your chosen degree course, you might be qualified for a scholarship as well. So there is quite a few options in terms of scholarships with INTO.
That's quite a lot of information to take in, but I'm happy to send that out to you later on after the live stream. Rosanna, I'm trying again. So Stephanie coming back with another question. He's asking, what is the difference between foundation and international year one?
Okay, right. I'm happy to cover the difference between foundation and international year one, of course. So as you know, normally students in the UK, they're able to enter the university degree straight after the A-levels. But some students in some countries around the world would not be able to start university degree course straight away after completing high school. They might need to complete an extra year of studies to be able to bridge this gap between high school and university degree. So let's say you have 1 year missing, from entering the degree course directly. So in that case, we offer the International Foundation course. It's usually a 1 academic year long course. It runs for 9 months. So from International Foundation, you will be able to start the first year of your university degree. And university degree in the UK normally lasts for 3 years. So that would be in total 4 years of education. Now, difference with international year one. International year one leads to year 2 at university degree. So you would not extend the duration of your studies in the UK. You would still study for 3 years. It's just that obviously you will need to meet the entry requirements for International Year 1, which is essentially a replacement of the first year of university, but we provide extra English, extra academic support, and just extra, help for students to settle down in a new country. I hope that answers your question.
Since we haven't got any more software questions coming up on the comment spot, I'm just going to move right back to the question that we have earlier as well. So what would be the percentage of students through into that actually got accepted to those universities that belong to the Russia group? Are there any of them that are actually from Vietnam or from Thailand, just Asian student basically?
Okay, great question. Well, I can say that last year we had 83% of our students who passed their pathway, they were eligible to progress to university. So when upon successful completion of their pathway, almost 90% of students, they chose to progress to our partner universities that include 4 of the Russell Group universities I've mentioned earlier. But the quality of the courses that we offer on our campuses, they're also recognized by other world-class universities. And some students chose to progress to other top 100 UK universities, such as King's College, UCL, Durham, Warwick, and Glasgow. So, and within those students, they were, of course, students from Vietnam and from China and from Taiwan. And in fact, we do have students from all over the world progressing to top-ranked UK universities, including Russell Group.
It looks like we haven't. Oh, I've got one coming back from Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany. So my friend is in European and I'm holding EU family permit, but both of us have not yet settled yet. How much will the tuition fee be? Do we need to pay international student fees?
Okay, that's interesting question. It really depends, I would say, on where have you been residing for the past 3 years, because I might not be an expert on the distinction between the EU and international fees, but I would probably say we still don't know what the fees will be for EU students. I can see here that you mentioned Brexit. We don't know whether they will be different, they will be higher, or remain the same. So this is something that hasn't really been announced yet. And as soon as it is announced, we will obviously make necessary adjustments. But in terms of our courses that we offer at Into, in terms of pathway courses or English language courses, we charge students the same fees, no matter where they are coming from. So if, let's say, if a foundation was a £16,000 for international student, it would be the same for European student, of course, unless you have some scholarships that have been awarded to you. But in terms of direct entry to university, as I said earlier, it will be announced, we hope soon, so we will be able to, advise students accordingly.
So I hope that answers your question on tuition fee, Tiffany. We seem to have a little bit of a chuckle from Stephanie and Tiffany. It's really hard for me to pronounce the two names. So Stephanie is asking if Into is offering any sort of visa application support.
In fact, we do, yes. I'm not sure if you can actually see behind me, I have an Into banner. And we have here 98% visa success rate. So what it means, basically, students who apply to study with us, 98% of them get their visa successfully. We obviously do help students. Before we issue the CAS, we have a visa support team that will help check to make sure that all the documents for the visa application are in order, that there is nothing missing, and that we are confident that the student has everything prepared to apply for the visa and receive it successfully. And whilst we cannot guarantee it will be granted because it's a decision for UKVI, but we will do everything we can, and we will do all our best to make sure that we have everything prepared. And then when you go in for your visa application appointment, you have all the documents that have been prepped as well. So yes, hopefully that answers your question as well.
She also got another question on accommodation. Do you also offer help with accommodation?
Yes, we have accommodation available for our INTO students. In fact, I might have mentioned earlier, we have our study centers are based on the university campus. So let's say Newcastle University, right? Quite a popular Russell Group University. So our INTO Study Center is based on the university campus. So our students who study there, they have access to all the university facilities just as a university student. But what we also do, we also offer accommodation that is also located on the campus. So a student will be offered a few options from different types of accommodation or different types of rooms. So when you apply to study with us, we will ask you whether you would like to book accommodation with us on the campus as well. And if you're under 18, it's going to be compulsory for you. So make sure that we need to make sure that we look after you in a proper way. And if you're over 18, you're more than welcome to try and find your own accommodation, but there will be an option available for you on the campus. Yes.